And I know a lot of anglers earlier in the week were thinking that the main body of shad were going to be out on the main river. So I think we believe that the Chevy Pro Larry Nixon has now moved out to the river. He's got 3 keepers. Things are starting to turn around for him on day 3.
He's got plenty of time to go ahead and get those other 2 in the boat and probably upgrade, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
And he probably will. As quick as his area got muddy, it can start to clear. So he may just run out to the river for a little bit, fish in that area. You know he's going to slide back and check his water probably 2, 3, 4 times a day until it gets to the right color that he's looking for.
I hear you. So far, day 1, day 2, Randall Tharps led this thing, without really any worries so far. We do know he has picked up his 5 bass limit and is going after the big ones.
Like you said, I'm going to go ahead and put you out there. Daniel Fennel said it first. He's hog hunting. That's what we like to call it. The honey badger's hog hunting. 2 animals there going at it. Over 18 pounds on day 1. He was a tournament leader then. Comes into day 3, still the tournament leader with a little over 11 pounds. And if he has a limit before lunchtime, promise that things are looking good. He probably may maintain his lead going into day 4. He's working on kickers.
We'll have to see. Our man Justin Lucas now, really started off slow this morning. You guys fished and fished, had no luck, but we did get an update just a few minutes ago that he put 2 in the boat on near back-to-back cast, and so that's got to help his mindset some.
It builds on him. Justin's from California originally. He fishes a lot of the delta, the tidal waters. He knows current in or out. In the past couple of years, though, he's moved over to Lake Guntersville, where he's fishing a lot of that grass stuff that they have in Guntersville. So he's got the best of both worlds going for him here in this tournament. He can gain on his current knowledge of using the current as well as flipping grass mats, cover. We're seeing a lot of cover out on the river.
That's right. The story also on day 1 and 2 was Adrian Avena, the young man out of New Jersey. Like you've said multiple times, 2-time Forrest Wood Cup qualifier already. On day 1 and 2, I believe Avena had a 5 bass limit within 20 minutes. I think it took him about 3 hours today.
Typically, I would say, poor guy. He didn't get his limit for 3 hours. Think about that, folks. 3 hours, and he's got his limit. But that's kind of a bad day for him, really, because of what he's done on days 1 and 2.
I promise you, those first few hours really had to get in his mind. $500,000 are on the line for the champion of the Forrest Wood Cup. And when you've been getting limits, in the first 10 to 20 minutes each day, and then all of a sudden, 3 hours, I guarantee you that guy is a basket case right now.
Let me ask you this. Is his spot getting tougher? Is it dwindling? Have the fish moved? Am I throwing the right lure with the clearer water? That's what's getting in his head, and I promise you that's what he's thinking. We know he's caught limit after limit after limit in the first 2 days, but it's slow. So now, second guessing maybe, he's got his limit now. Maybe he can relax and grind out a few big ones.
I hear you. Let's tell everybody out here on FLW Live and also out here in the crowd right now, what do we have coming up at 12 o'clock today, Alan?
We got some people sitting here. Go ahead, make some noise. Let me hear you.
That's right.
That's right. That is for the Bossier City Battle. We got the Swamp People coming right here to this set. We've got a tournament. We got 5 guys from the Swamp People show coming here onto this set with some collegiate anglers, guys that fish on the college fishing.
That's true.
And that weigh-in will start right here at 12 o'clock. As soon as we get our mugs off the stage here, they'll get setting up for that. We're glad to see all of you here. Good luck to your son that's fishing and your son and your son. Oh, and you over here. All right. But that's going down here to the Bossier City Battle, 12 o'clock with the Swamp People.
All right. We're about to get a live on-the-water update. He's not just there yet. Give us just a moment. And this will be Brett Carlson. He is out on the water right now, and he's been getting some live updates for us this morning. Let's throw it to Brett.
Hey, guys. We're still south of the launch on Pool 5. And the action is really slowed up. Andy has a limit, but their baby is nothing much to report there. He's still flipping. He's 2 minutes of the main river pattern. Monsoon's a little more interesting. He told us he has 6 pounds, but Theo, his observer, who's playing their champion from yesterday, Theo gave us the number 8. Every time Tom says 6, he has to say no.
All right, thank you so much, Brett, for that update. Right now I'm joined by Keystone Light Pro, Mr. Chad Grigsby on stage.
Yeah,
that's right, Chad.
There. That's right.
You know, you've been up here with us a couple times today, and yesterday. Let's just talk about kind of the overall dynamic. A great point you brought up during the break is that, you know, we've heard some about Randall Tharp, we've heard about Larry Nixon, but pretty much crickets this morning from Brian Thrift.
Yeah, I haven't heard any updates on Brian, and I don't know if he's out of cell range or if he's not catching them, because you don't get very many updates when you're not catching them. But he's one to watch. He's not very far behind, just a couple ounces behind Randall, and we haven't really heard anything from him. And he may be one of those. He's obviously a great fisherman. He's Angler of the Year a few years ago, and he can catch him, but no reports so far.
And also another guy that's been pretty quiet this morning from us is Mark Rose. You know.
Yeah, I was actually on the water this morning when they took off, and I saw Mark this morning, and I saw Robbie Dobson, and they're fishing not too far from takeoff. And I didn't see either one of them catch any. I was close enough to Robbie to see, and I didn't see him catch any. I talked to him a little bit, and Mark was a little bit across the slough, and I couldn't tell if he was, there's a couple boats following him. I just know his Walmart wrap's pretty easy to see, so I don't know if he had any either.
Kind of stakes out a little bit. You know, like we've already talked about when I was up here with Alan, but Larry Nixon, one of the greatest of all time. The guy's on day 3 of the Forrest Wood Cup right now, and he's got 3 in the box.
Yeah, Larry, they said Larry's water got a little muddy, and I heard he's fishing, deep timber and stuff, and maybe some current did come in and blow a little mud in there. But he's been there, done that. He knows what to do. He's still going to try it. He obviously can tell that his water's got muddy, and he's still going to fish and test it out. Just because it's a little stain doesn't mean you can't catch him. But he obviously didn't catch him, so he moved, made an adjustment. He's already got 3 in the box. He's good enough. He knows how to fish. He's done it for 118 years, I think.
I hear you. Right now, at this point, you've got Randall Tharp, who's got a total weight for 2 days of 29.11. You got Thrift right on his heels with 29.7. Yep. And then you got Larry right behind him, just a couple pounds out, though, with 27.9.
Yeah, that's after 2 days. I mean, this, like I was talking about yesterday, it's moving day, and it's going to happen again. These guys are fighting as hard as they can just to get into the top 10 and then have a shot at $500,000. But those 3 guys are, and Ray lost a couple big ones yesterday. He'd be right in the mix. He's still in it, but it definitely hurt him losing those big ones. And Ray, he's back in the junk. He's sewing a frog, and, I'm sure he's flipping a little bit. And if he connects today and doesn't lose any, he'll be one to watch out for, too.
We actually have a video of Ray Scheid and just the kind of vegetation that he is fishing. What happened yesterday, in case anybody doesn't know or didn't keep up with us, Ray Scheid lost probably 15 pounds of fish within a 10 or 15-minute span on a frog. And if you don't care, let's see the video just so we can see what he's actually in and what's going on for him.
10:30 now. Here's a look at Ray Scheid, or that's what you can see of Ray Scheid. As you can see, he's way in there. Can't get too close to him in these shallow places. For those of you that have been following the action on the Red River here this week, probably figured out there's about 3 primary things going on. You got those big deep water ponds with a lot of timber in them, like you've seen Nixon and Thrift fish. Got a lot of water in them, 20-foot deep, a lot of timber. Then you got these kind of shallow lily pad ponds like this. This is kind of the stuff Ray's been doing and Tharp's been doing. And then you got the main river out there. Some of those guys have been grinding away on the main river in the current. So it's 3 basic patterns going on here. And now, with today, the rest of today and tomorrow left, we're going to see which of these 3 patterns really will close the deal for one of these guys. Already this morning, we've seen Thrift on his primary place, only fished about an hour and a half, and he bailed. That's one of those deep water ponds. We came in to find Nixon. He was leaving his best place. Remember, Nixon and Thrift were both getting a really good start out of those deep ponds in the morning with some decent fish, and both left with not much in their live well. So now we've kind of changed focus over here to the guys fishing lily pads and these lily pad ponds. These things are small and fragile, and we're on Ray now. He just boated a nice one, about a 2-pounder. He's got 2 in the well, so this is where he had all his flurry of activity yesterday. Was in this area, and so we're going to see as the day wears on which of these three patterns is the deal.
There you go. That was a video update from, I believe, Rob Newell there of Ray Scheid, just showing the heavy vegetation that he is fishing right now.
Yeah, like Rob said, there's a couple different patterns going on, but some of these fish on the Red River, they just live shallow all year long, and it's 90-degree water temp, or it's 80 now. We had that little cool front, but it's thick, and it's he's probably throwing a frog and maybe flipping a little bit, and like yesterday, he lost a couple because that heavy vegetation, and you'd know that going in. If you're throwing a frog, you're going to lose some, and unfortunately Ray did, and I'm sure he probably didn't sleep a wink last night just thinking about those big ones coming up throwing that frog.
But at least he was able to catch the fish he needed to make the cut. You always hate to lose them because you'd rather be in first place than 8th place or wherever, or 3rd or 4th. First is where you want to be. But he's got a pattern that seems to be paying off, and I believe if he can stick with it, he should be able to make some noise.
Yeah, I think he's all right, the position he's in. He doesn't necessarily have to lead today, but, the guys that are leading, they have a target on their back, and sometimes those guys in 3rd or 4th, they'll sneak up on you, and they'll come back, and they want to be leading at the last day, not the second day.
That's the right time to lead. Well, I'll tell you what, this was our 11:30 update for the Cup Insider. In just a few minutes, about 17 minutes, we will be going to the Bossier City Battle, which is Swamp People and Collegiate Anglers. They've been out there this morning. 12 o'clock that weigh-in starts. Thank you for Daniel, Alan, and Chad. We'll be back at 12:30.